Hey folks, how you doing? So as you see, got the new flipper and EDC. With the EDC, I slowly started, some of you know it already, I slowly started, you know, the returning customers, the people that supported me for a while. You see me doing custom orders once in a while, so I slowly, you know, see how it goes. Little by little I take orders, but it's only from the, so far it's only from the returning customers. This is for Moshe, Art of Steel, I think, the YouTube nickname. Nice guy, all the way from Israel. So he already got a couple of my blades and he wanted another EDC with a nice lean convex grind and 670 carbon fiber. That's a nice tight weave, tighter weave. I do like this one, definitely like this one better than the regular weave. I didn't even ask him, but I did put the flat Phillips screws. This is a fun thing, like some people hate Phillips screws, some people love them. Me, it doesn't really matter to me, but you know, the taste, I honestly think the taste is subjective. Everybody likes different things, so the taste and the looks are really subjective. Objective is the functionality. If you're really honest, the only thing what's objective is the functionality, and the truth is the Phillips is more common than the Torx. So, you know, if you think about it, the ultimate truth is that these are better than the Torx, but you know, it really does, it only comes down to the taste. You know, of course you can have a Torx, of course you don't really have to take them apart in the field with, you know, with your multi-tool or something, but you can, you know, it's just a silly little thing. Some people like them, some people hate them. It has a really nice lean grind, really lean, you know, one of those little pocket lightsabers. This one doesn't have super reinforced tip. It is a little finer, but it's still a little stronger than I used to do. Nice stone wash, very fine stone wash. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see it on the camera. Very nice and fine stone wash, I think. The carbon fiber is polished on this one. Just a nice little blade. Two-tone sheet, one is the black and one is the carbon fiber hole stacks. Don't have any more, I have to order more of those screws, so it's just regular with a drain hole on the bottom, it's not a takedown. So that's that for him. I fixed up this one for Tough Times, like I did expect that Jeff wants it, so I'm gonna be shipping it to him. So like I said, I loosened up the lug a little bit because it was a little too strong. It was great for the lockup, now it was super secure, but it was just a little hard to disengage. Sham for the corners, fix up that switch. It's a nice knife. I can't wait to see what he thinks about it. You know, it flips nicely, not as nicely as those other ones, but you see it flips nicely. It flips nice and smooth. I like this one a lot. But I really like the one I did today, the Small Flipper. It's a Small Flipper number 3. So you see that smaller shape. I just love that. It's the perfect EDC size also. Like, I do like even the small one, but this is just, it just had a little bit of extra length to it, just tiny bit, but it's still not too big for me, for my taste. And I did do a couple extra steps on this one. So the handle pattern is similar to that. It's actually a little subdued, not because I want it necessarily, even though I think a lot of people would like more of that subdued blue and gold than the nice and vibrant one. Some people are just not crazy about the vibrant colors. I do like vibrant colors, but the main reason why they are subdued is actually because I did put the copper pins and pin them in the place. It's not connected. There are two small little pins that are pinned from each side, and that copper was throwing off the electrolyte anodizing a lot. So I think that's actually the reason why it's so subdued. But it's pretty nice. It's kind of like a, I'm really bad with the colors, that light like sky blue almost, and just nice bronzish gold, yeah, like bronze little or a brass color. Very high polish finish on the blade. You can see the reflection there. Very high polish. You can barely see those grind lines. They are so minuscule, and it's not even buffed. It's that cork belt, the really fine carbide cork belt. You see the reflection of everything there. And certain angles, actually, you don't even see the grind lines at all. You just see the mirror polish, you know, just like there. You see but they are the grind lines. It's not mirror. It's just very high polish blade. Nice flat. It's a flat grind with nice and lean grind. You know, nice and fine edge. Gets stronger and it gets that nice and strong convex tip. it has a very uniform switch up front that goes all the way from the tip, you see there, from the bevel, and it meets perfectly on both sides with those flats, you see it there, and also here it just meets perfectly on those, on the flats. The flats are side and horizontal. The thumb studs are turned, you know, by hand in the drill, like I mentioned before, and it actually, I forgot to mention before, I did it in the previous one, even the steel actually can be orange peel, so you see actually orange peel on that steel thumb stud that I, you know, turned down by hand. And I do like it, it gives it a little cool look, and also it gives you a little bit of texture if you decide, because the nice thing about this is that you can flick it open with the thumb studs as well, so it gives you a little bit of purchase. Now also another thing, as you see, perfectly centered, like really perfect. It has a pretty cool file work, you know, file work, jimping, whatever you want to call it. More of a file work, it's not a jimping, I don't like jimping. It's very unobtrusive because I cut it in and then I knocked off the corners completely on it, and then I polished the crap out of it. There was actually only thing what was actually buffed with the buffer, that spine, just to smooth it out, and I think it looks pretty nice. And it kind of disappears, you see it, the way I did the switch and the front, it kind of just like disappears into little nothing. You see those little leftovers, and then it just disappears completely. So I do like that a lot. And I think that's it actually. Those nice larger screws on the front, they are not countersunk because they are nice and round. I do like it. What it does, it gives you extra strength when there is no countersinking and the pin goes all the way through the scales. That's the main pin on the front of the handle. So it does, if you notice, I do it most of the time, unless I do it by accident, I don't countersink that one pivot screw, because that one, the longer it is and the deeper it sits, and through the wider part of the titanium it sits in the pivot, the stronger it is. And it's kind of like compensating for using the thinner pivots, even though I don't think you ever break this. I mean, I've talked about it with Elliot Ferrum Forge, and he was saying like he using the 8-inch pivots since he started making knives, and he never ever had a pivot break on him. And yeah, I just don't see how could you break, how could you possibly break, you know, that would have to be a really stupid thing to do with a knife if you would break it. So I do like this one. I think it is a really nice one. Also, I don't know if I mentioned, I did that same kind of file work like on the spine. I did it on the front and back of the flipper. It's almost like a small handsaw file work, but the knocked off corners, so it's not sharp, you know, knocked off the corners, so it's, you know, it doesn't scrape off your fingers. It has really nice action too. Good, and it has really great detail. This one has ridiculous detail, like it's there, you cannot really flick it open. Let me see if I can, like, okay, if I really whip it out, you can flick it open, but you know, it takes a lot of force, but yet it's really nice, really easy to flick open. So again, that good balance. And I think that's it, guys. Nice lockup, nice and solid. Nothing early. I really don't like the early. People don't realize, but really it takes one spine wag. I know that spine wag is not something you do with the knives, but it is something you test it as a maker if the lock is good. And it really takes one spine wag and you're gonna shear off that lock face if it's really too early. So, you know, unless you're a collector and you just collect them as a jewelry, you know, and you don't use them, so you don't care about anything else, yes, I can understand that. But if you actually use it and you want to use that knife and you want to use it safely, you don't want it to have you know, that microscopic engagement on the beginning. I think it has a pretty nice shape when it's close to. I like the contours. I like that the flipper is really tiny on this one. Makes the flipping little trick, like you have to have the right way to flick it, but it's very easy to learn, you know, you just push it in. Or you can also flick backwards, you know, that movement on the back, if you do it right, of course. You can go that way, but the best way is just push it in, just like on so many other knives, you know, just push it inwards and it works. It's just because of the proportion, the smaller flipper and the shorter blade doesn't flick as nice as those large ones. The large ones is just like really nice, but it's still a nice good flipper. So I like it. I will probably, it's not promised to anybody, I will probably put it on Gear Bastion. I don't know the price yet because of all the extra work, the final finish and the file work and all that, but probably not much different than the other ones I did. So guys, hope you enjoyed it. There's gonna be actually, I think, 2 more Kirdashes I finished that I'm gonna put there. But let me know what you think. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support, guys. Take care, stay safe, and remember, don't cut yourself.